white text over video of Zoom event. ICANN Accessibility Shorts, ASL Interpreters and Zoom with Risa Jazz Rifkind. A Zoom gallery view with 4 participants, speaker in top right corner. At right, a listing of participants.
Alright, so I'm going to go over how to set up an ASL interpreter in a Zoom meeting. So what you want to do is when you have your participants logged in, there's a number of ways to do this, but you can click participants in the bottom of your screen, which will show the participant listing. And then a lot of interpreters prefer to be able to pin multiple people, which allows them to keep track of their partner interpreter, because many times if a meeting or a webinar is longer than 30 minutes, 60 minutes, there's normally more than one interpreter. So it allows people to track their partner. So if you hover over, let's see, Jennifer Lopez, when she's an interpreter, you can say, allow to multi-pin.
In the participant list, right-click on the name and select the option from the menu.
And now Jennifer Lopez will be able to pin her partner when she's interpreting. Now, let's say that someone, which consumer is using the interpreter, you can allow the consumer to multi-pin as well, so that the consumer is always able to view the interpreter no matter who is speaking. So you can do the allow to multi-pin for multiple people. So let's say Sarah wants to, is a consumer using the ASL interpreter, you would say allow to multi-pin. And then now she can go ahead and pin multiple people on her end. What this allows you to do, again, is to track who you need to track throughout the entire meeting. Now, let's say that you send people into breakout groups, and then you come back to the main room. Keep in mind that multi-pinning doesn't stay. You have to reset it if you go into a breakout room and then come back in. So that privilege you can continue to change throughout the meeting. Another thing to keep in mind is the view. Now, if you go into speaker view,
she selects the view option icon at top right on the screen. Selecting speaker view brings one large video to center and shifts all other videos to a small gallery row at the top of the screen.
You won't be able to see the interpreter unless someone has pinned the interpreter in their video. So let's say I want to make sure that I can see the interpreter Jennifer Lopez at all times. So I'm going to go ahead and pin her.
In Jennifer's video, in the top right corner, she clicks on the 3 dots and selects Pin, bringing Jennifer's video to center,
which will keep her large for me as a viewer or as the host of the meeting. I like to stay in gallery view. This is my personal preference, just so I can keep track of everyone on the logistics side. But the audience members are able to do the same thing as view and choose, what view works best for them. What we also do is the interpreters will do this on their own, but you can turn on and off your video by going down here to the start and stop video. This allows for when the interpreter who is not active to be off camera to lessen the amount of people on camera, so it's more clear of who to focus on. And in fact, in webinar view, it takes that person completely off. Now, an important thing to also advertise for attendees is you can click the little 3 buttons in anybody's video and say hide non-video participants. This will be on the user side, so now they only see people who are on screen. But when the interpreters go off screen to take a break, that video will no longer be in view, and you'll have the interpreter who is active in view.
In a participant video, she clicks on the 3 dots and selects Rename option.
And then one of the things that I do like to do for meetings is rename people so that you can easily find the ASL interpreter if you're an audience member and looking. So you can make, this is something I do. I do ASL in front of the interpreter's name, and then that way it's a uniform format so that if people are coming in and out of the meeting, they can easily find who they need to pin as an audience member and keep track of.
In the participants listing, she clicks on a participant and a menu appears with an option to spotlight.
When I originally recorded the video, I left out a piece about spotlighting, which you'll see is in the window that pops up on the screen now. Spotlighting is a good tool to use if you have a lot of speakers and the audience is not able to see everyone on their one screen. So, for example, if you are using a tablet and for a Zoom webinar or a different kind of device than a desktop, you might not see more than 4 speakers at a time in Zoom webinar. So spotlighting would make sure that the interpreter is there for the whole time. This affects the view for everyone. So I would say just make sure that spotlighting is something that is needed before doing it. In case you have a setting where you have turned off the chat function for a certain reason, if you want to what you should do is make sure that interpreters can chat each other at any time. So if your chat settings are only for hosts, you can go ahead and make the interpreter, so I'm going to go back to Jennifer Lopez and make her a co-host, and then make the other interpreter a co-host as well so they can chat each other in case they need to go over logistics while the meeting is happening, so not everyone will see that chat happening.
Words appear. Thank you.
I just want to say thanks so much for watching, and it really is important to understand the needs of your consumers so you can pick the best option to make your event fully accessible.
White text on a black background. ASL Interpreters and Zoom with Risa Jazz Rifkind. Presented by Illinois Cultural Accessibility Network as part of Accessibility in Virtual Events, a technical step-by-step. For workshop resources and more information, visit chicagoculturalaccess.org. Presenter and creator, Risa Jazz Rifkind, Director of Civic Engagement at Disability Lead. Video accessibility by BridgetMelton.com.